So we were looking for a company that could help us expand our business, and we had tried another area, another region, and we wanted to see if we could find something that worked better. And so the CEO at the time, this was 2005, he recommended a company in Ukraine, in Lviv, and that was you guys. And we went over here to see if we could find a good business model. And we really liked your approach and the way you were looking at things. So we started off with a test project for half a year with 3.5 resources. And the key thing was really to have someone who was the bridge. So I had one guy who was sort of communicating very much to your guy, and someone who was technical, good with English, and sort of setting the stage. And then it worked out great. So we decided to expand, and we moved from 3.5 to, I can't remember, 30 or so. And that's how we ended up in Lviv. At that year, 2005, we did a management change. So we moved from actually from England over to US. We got a new CEO, and myself, I got the whole full responsibility for R&D. And then we decided to move the offshore business from India at that time to somewhere else. And Chris Stone, the CEO, he had contacts with you guys because he had worked for Novell, and he had set up a business model which really worked very well. And at that time, I think you were only working with Novell actually, but he said, why don't you contact these guys and see what you can do? And that's what we did. So he really recommended you, and we went here to see what this was all about. And then we dug deeper and realized that, yeah, this is really good. So that's how it all started. And we wanted to really create a team that was a part of us, even though, of course, they're employed by you, to really be able to fit the culture we're working within and sort of have that team be a part of that. And processes and all that. And I think it was very easy to actually do that with you because you listened in. We created their own office space, so they sat together. We trained you guys in the ways we were working, and all of that worked very smoothly. And you supported us in that, and you supported us in understanding who does what, and when we hired people, we were actually involved in the hiring process, so we could actually look at CVs and all that. So, it felt like we moved very closely together and set up the stage for how to do this in the most optimal way, both for you and us, really. So I think that was a really good process. The value you bring us is technical skills. You have great, talented people here. Not only that, they're technical and good developers, it's also a matter of daring to ask us questions, Yes, we give you a task, but you also discuss it with us, whether is this the right approach? Maybe we should change it a bit. So you could actually question the requirements. And we like that. We like you to be individual developers, not only taking orders, if you will. So that's a very crucial part of what we like. And then also, of course, there's a reason for us being here, and that's a cost side of things. So we wanted to expand fairly quickly, and in order for us to do so, we needed to have a cost structure that could actually fit us. And we couldn't have done that in Sweden or in US. So this was a good fit from those two main angles, I would say. And then thirdly, of course, it's I think, from a working together perspective, we're kind of alike. Yeah, it's Sweden and it's Ukraine, and there's some differences, but it's certainly also many things that are similar. So we found it easy to work with you, and that's another important point. I think the part of being successful working with any other hub office somewhere else from your main hub, whether it's offshore business, it doesn't really matter, but to bring the team into feeling that they're part of your culture, it's not only about the processes and the way you work and all that, it's about having fun together during work time, but also sort of the leisure time, if you will. And so we decided from the very beginning we need to be here quite often. And so the guy who was responsible for the relationship, he was here I think every quarter, and I was here more or less every half year. And every time we wanted to do something fun with the team, you know, go to dinner or go somewhere else and have a beer or two, and you know, just do some fun together, right? And I think that's also something that nurtured and helped us make this successful. I think the team liked it here, we certainly liked it. And I should actually also add there that it's not only about us coming here, it's also the vice versa. You guys come over to us and our office and sitting with us, working there. So again, bridging this gap between two different offices, two different countries, two different cultures. And that worked out nicely. I mean, we had you guys help us with finding good locations to stay at. And you know, I think we had and have a really good time together. And I think that's both fun and important. I've been working with you guys for the better part of, 7 years. And I really found that, you know, this is something that works very well. It's a nice atmosphere in the city, it's a nice atmosphere in the office, good people, you have fun, it's skilled, and so it's a very good mix. And I think that wherever I go from here, working with whatever I want to work with in the future, I will see this, both your company as well as Lviv, as well as Ukraine, as a very good place for business. And I think that's the best grade you can get. I mean, you know, I think it will continue to be that way, and I'm not the only one seeing it in this way. So to sum up, this is a great place to be. I would recommend you guys any day. It's really good, and actually we have recommended you, and we have actually made business for you with other customers. So I don't think you paid us for that, but yeah. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you. You know, I think when we had this initially, we had a couple of parties that were really funny. But I think one of the things I remember the most is probably when we took the whole team and went to this castle up in the Carpathian Mountains, or castle, but a hotel, and stayed there for, I think it was a Friday and Saturday, and we did events together, you know, dancing, food, all that, and went out with four-wheeled motorcycles, and I think that sort of showed that we had been successful for 5 years, and it was a great event, really great. Yeah, had loads of fun. Not so fun the day after, but you know, then I was tired. But yeah, so that was certainly one of the events, and yeah, there are many more.